Oh. Okay. Hey there, beautiful people. My name is welcome. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks for tuning in and joining our community and just tuning in for this chat. If you're returning, I love you, thank you, and welcome back. And so this video is going to be just another one of those inspired chats, inspired sessions where I kind of just share what's on my mind and hope that it resonates with you. And so for this time right now, I really wanted to kind of just sit down and talk about my current journey on the road of winning my battle with imposter syndrome. I know like it's a hot topic, really popular, wildly overused term, but it's on my mind right now, and it might be on yours. It might be something you're struggling with. I'm struggling with. I think everyone struggles with. And so I just want to talk about it and see what comes up. When I was thinking about imposter syndrome and my journey kind of through it and trying to get not have it be like a barrier to where I want to be and where I'm trying to be and the person I am becoming and I'm committed to becoming, I thought about this book that I read recently. Oh, actually, I think I have it here. Oh yeah. I don't have the cover. I love hardcover books, but I do tend to take off that plastic cover. It's just so annoying. But anyway, so the book I have here, hopefully you can see it. Does my yeah. I'm a mess. So the book is called We Should All Be Billionaires by Rachel Rogers. This book is giving for us by us. So the author of this book is a Black woman, Black girl magic, all up in here. She of course is a millionaire and at this point a multi-millionaire. She I believe was born and raised in Harlem, and she wrote this book for other other women in hopes to inspire them in the journey she went through and how she her journey to success, but also all the pitfalls and mistakes and mindset shifts she had to make. This book is the last book I've read so far. I haven't really started reading another book yet. This book, I can honestly say, has changed my life. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Especially, I feel has really, really, really helped me to kind of push myself over to the other side of imposter syndrome. And there's, a part of this book, she specifically talks about imposter syndrome, gives a little bit of the history behind the term and context of it. And she kind of makes a point of saying that by falling and giving into imposter syndrome, not only are you doing a disservice to yourself, but you're actually also doing a disservice to others in the community who could benefit from whatever it is that you want to contribute, do, be, have, or aspire to attain in your life. That chapter and thinking about imposter syndrome in that way, just something clicked for me. Something definitely clicked for me when I thought about imposter syndrome in that way, because then I also had to think about how many times I have gone to YouTube or, in this new day and age of content consumption that we're in, where I will seek out and hope that someone is making content around whatever issue it might be that I'm experiencing, that I want to learn more about, or that I'm just interested in, even if it's just for entertainment. And if those people that I've gotten a chance to learn from helped fill my bucket in some areas, gotten a chance to improve in different areas of my life because of what they're sharing through their like authentic journey, whatever it may be, I have benefited from other people not letting imposter syndrome get in their way of them doing what they want to do, sharing whatever content is within their heart's desire to share. So then I really had to sit with myself and realize that imposter syndrome for me is definitely a little bit more complex. Maybe it's complex for all of us, but at least for me, it's definitely tied to my something I'm working on, which is like the fear of being seen, which is tied to a whole lot of other things and like some trauma there. And also my fear of success and fear of failure, along with my like anxiety and like all the things. And I feel like it shows all those things together show up in the form of imposter syndrome. And so I've tried to do a lot to kind of get through it by like pushing myself to be present, pushing myself to just do it and do it scared. And although I feel like that works for some people, for me, that just didn't do the trick, you know? I feel like being like gentle and compassionate and giving myself grace to take baby steps within imposter syndrome and pushing myself through it with small attainable steps is what changed the game for me. But even that was, I feel like, still in a way like keeping me safe and keeping me in this like comfort zone, which wasn't getting me to the place where I wanted to be. And so after reading this book, like there's so much good stuff here. If you haven't read it, highly recommend. 10 out of 10, 20 out of 10. Read it, promise. Thank me later. But where's I going with this? Okay, sorry. But like, yeah, there's only so much baby steps or like so much grace and nurturing I could give myself to get myself to kind of take those first initial steps towards whatever goal it is that I wanted to attain. And after a while, that was just honestly me still keeping myself safe within a comfort zone that I felt comfortable with. And thinking about me being in imposter syndrome really is me getting in my own way and creating a barrier for myself, because I'm still here stuck thinking about what other people think, how other people are gonna perceive me, and honestly, not strangers. If I'm being honest, I was really more so thinking about like what the people closest to me were gonna think, because they're so close to me and a lot of them love me and support me, but I am realizing now that like I am a different person and that's okay. I've grown a lot and I'm a different person for a lot of positive reasons, but showing up fully in this like place of authenticity, like full authenticity, I get a little scared, you know, thinking about, ooh, what if they're, what are they thinking if I'm posting something on Instagram, posting a YouTube video and they like come across it. And I really had to push myself to think about, well, that's me thinking more about them and not about me and where I want to be. And I know that I want to contribute to this content space. If I'm being real, not to make money, although blessed and highly favored if that happens for me, and I hope it does, but that's not my main goal or intention. I want to be able to contribute to the community, to speak on experiences I've had, that other people, maybe like my past self or future self, might benefit from, to have like a deeper, more positive contribution to our society, to like, you know, like our spiritual collective. That's my real and true intention. For me, I want to contribute and build a community and a tribe so that, you know, it's a place of healing, it's a place of nurturing, it's a place of support. But with letting myself getting in my own way of being afraid to be seen by people who are actually not the audience that I'm seeking to connect with, like Rachel Rogers said in her book, not pushing myself to actually create the content and just put it up. See what happens. Let the universe like surprise you. You know, give yourself that room to be seen just like everyone else does, and kind of walk myself through being okay with people not liking what they see, and that also being okay. Because at the end of the day, the people who don't like the content or maybe don't connect with it might think it's weird, might think it's like irrelevant. Those are not the people that I'm trying to connect with. They can go on with love and peace and be well. The people who are for me and that like these videos are meant for, or my content is meant for, are gonna find me in the same way I've been able to find and connect with other content creators, community contributors who have supported me through my like life's journey in different areas. And so like, what excuse now do I have but to just be my true authentic self and let that all that BS go and just show up. Just show up. Don't hide behind perfectionism. And I'm definitely that person who's constantly waiting for the right time to do something. I'm constantly waiting for the right time, making sure I have all the skills, all the knowledge, and that's me just internally combating my own imposter syndrome, because I'm always feeling like I need to be like an expert in whatever it is that I'm sharing, when the reality is that letting all that go and surrendering to just being my authentic true self and letting that energy go where it needs to go, resonate with the people it needs to resonate with, and create its own community of other people who are on that same journey, is actually really highly connected to my intention of doing this work in the first place. So yeah, I know I just said a lot, and I hope that it makes sense. And it will, if what I'm saying connects with you and you have an understanding of like being in a similar journey too. And so if you're on the same journey as me in terms of imposter syndrome and trying to get through it, and especially if you're also trying to enter the space of creating content while still being your true authentic self, I'm here to say that I am right there with you, and I know it's not easy, but we're not about to be doing ourselves a disservice and a disservice to the community too. Right now, I've definitely transitioned of being that person. I've had it all. Like I've purchased like a couple years ago. This is like my third time trying to re-enter the space of like YouTube and really being consistent, because I've just fully committed to being my true authentic self and really stop giving up what other people's perceptions of me are going to be, and trusting that the right people are gonna show up and join and connect with me in this community. So I've bought like really expensive cameras, like over $600. I've bought like the lamps, the lights. I bought like what else did I get? I bought like the tripods, GoPros. I even in the past have invested in like the software for video editing and things like that. And it's kind of wild, but it's so crazy that with even having all of those things and all of the right like starter pack tools, I made maybe like 2 videos. And that's a funny thing I think about imposter syndrome. You think it's that you don't have the tools, the mindset, or the knowledge that you need. But even then, when I had all of the tools, the equipment, I couldn't show up consistently and like keep it going. But I think that's because, one, I wasn't ready. I was not ready. 2, I don't think I had enough life experience and went through like specific lessons I had to go through to then be able to like genuinely contribute like actual wisdom, guidance, and like raw, like authentic, true stories that other people could connect with. I knew that like, I feel like I always knew that this is something I wanted to do, or this is a medium of like sharing and connecting with people that I wanted to contribute to and take a part of. But back then it wasn't about the tools or the knowledge. It was about my own journey of self-awareness, self-worth, that I had to get through in order to then be ready to show up in this space. And even now, like, I'm not using a fancy camera, fancy lights, or anything like that. I'm in my favorite corner of my office using my phone and like a $10 like phone tripod that I got on Amazon. How times have changed. How the tables have turned. And that's really what's been on my mind heavy lately. And one, I really just have to say, I am so proud of myself. I also do wish like I kind of was consistent and kept up with it, because I feel like I'd be able to see like the full journey of how much growth I've made. But I'm still here, giving it another go, but this time in a much, much more grounded place where I'm really hopeful that the third time is a charm, and I'll be able to create that dream tribe community that I know I've always like been meant to connect with and build. And so again, if any of this resonates with you, trust that maybe you stumbled upon this video because this might be a message you needed to hear. I know this is a video I would have really appreciated during that journey in time that I was going through, but it wasn't meant to be. And I'm really excited to see like where this journey takes me, and really fully letting that go. And now being able to just do it and do it scared anyway. And so yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say that happened overnight and I just all of a sudden was like, yeah, I read the book and I was like, oh yeah, I'm ready to make YouTube videos now. That's not what happened. It took like years. Yeah, it took years of my own work on top of like actively working on like imposter syndrome and being ready to be seen. But I feel like all the work I've been doing then, I was just missing that small piece. And I feel like now building myself up to being in that space, and this space that I am now when I take in information, first of all, I benefit from hearing from other people who look like me and have a similar background, experience, in life as me. And I think that was the missing piece for me. I know a lot of people talk about imposter syndrome, but something about this book, honey, something about this book just hit way different for me, and really made me feel like, okay, now I'm ready. And I hope that in whatever I hope that in whatever space you're in your journey with imposter syndrome, whether that's fear of success, fear of failure, or fear of being seen, that you give yourself, and I'm always constantly going to say this because it's, I think, the magic of how we heal, but give yourself grace and give yourself a little bit of some self-compassion. Do that. And then give us and the world the gift of seeing you for who you are in your authentic self, in your authentic journey. When you show up in your full authentic self, you also let other people know that it's safe for them to show up in their full authentic self as well. And so that is all that I have today in this rant session on imposter syndrome and my journey. But as always, comment down below anything that you feel like resonated with you, any additional thoughts you might have. Maybe you have some years in the game, some tips and tricks that we could all learn from in terms of like imposter syndrome and getting over that hump. And just like this video and let me know if there's anything else you all want me to like talk about or share around this topic or any other topic. And I love you guys and thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.